Hello students, in today's video I am going to talk about the treatment of diabetes. In the previous video I have talked about the causes and the type of the diabetes. So as we have concluded that in the diabetes, the type 2 diabetes is more common in our population. So in this video I am going to talk about the treatment of diabetes mellitus type 2. As I have told you, the diabetes is a disease of life. It's a disease of lifestyle. So if you change your lifestyle, you can give a treatment or you can control your sugar level and you can lead a healthy and happy life ahead. So first and foremost, I have given a list of to-do things. So in this, the first and foremost thing is the diet. So what is the exact diet for the diabetic patient? See, there is no evident difference between the diet of a healthy person or a diabetic person. If you want to live a healthy life, you will have a certain amount of diet. So the same diet you have to take. Your diet should contain carbs, proteins and fats. So according to the diabetic patients, the carbohydrate should not be refined. The first and foremost thing that when you are using carbohydrate, you have to be very focused about the kind of carbohydrate you are taking. Okay, so the carbohydrates you are taking, it should be natural carbohydrate. It should not be processed carbohydrate. The first thing you should do this. It's not like if you are diabetes, so you will give up on the carbohydrates. No, you will not give up on the carbohydrate, because carbohydrates are the instant source of energy. You will get instant energy from the carbohydrates. So the first thing you need to do is you just have to switch from the processed carbohydrate, from the refined carbohydrate to the natural and unrefined carbohydrate. For example, rather than taking juice of same amount of apple, you should switch over to the apple, a whole apple. It will give you the natural carbohydrate, it will give you natural sugar, and the natural sugar will not increase your blood sugar level so drastically. Okay, the second thing is you should monitor or tailor your calorie count. In case of diet, you have to focus on your calories. So your calories should be tailored in such a way that it should contain your energy supply should come from about 50 to 55% of carbohydrate. Your diet should contain 50 to 55% of carb, then 30% of fat, and 15% of protein, right? So if you are having this diet, so the calories will be normal, okay, and your metabolism will be regulated. So the first thing is that you need to control your diet. Okay, the second thing is you have to do regular exercises, because regular exercise will keep up burning your extra calories and it will regulate your metabolism. So now the second thing comes into the mind of so many diabetic patients, that they have been habitual to their normal lifestyle and their diet habits. So when they asked to change their lifestyle and their diet, so they got worried and they got little bit disturbed. So the first thing that you should not tell them you should completely change your food habits. With the little interference, the healthy thing should incorporate. Okay, so that will motivate and encourage them to fulfill their objective, that is to lead a healthy lifestyle. Okay, second thing I want to say that if you are taking diet properly and you are leading a healthy lifestyle, you are doing regular exercises, you are doing regular yoga, so these are the two main keys by which you can measure and by which you can control your sugar level. But if in case you don't get the satisfactory metabolic rates, then we need to take a tablet treatment. We need to switch on to the anti-diabetic tablet treatments in addition. But I want to say that these tablet treatments should be started only when the patient when the patient has got some satisfied changes in his blood or in her blood sugar level after changing its lifestyle, after changing its diet. So this will make establishment of the concept that the treatment of the diabetes, controlling the diabetes, is not just a matter of swallowing the tablet. It's more than that. You have to change your whole lifestyle. So here we are going to discuss about the tablet treatments for the diabetic patients. So I am giving you a few categories of the tablets which are to be used in the treatment of diabetes. All these are the anti-diabetic drugs. So first is the sulfonylureas. It consists tolbutamide, glibenclamide, gliclazide, glimepiride and chlorpropamide. Out of these 4 sulfonylureas, the more recent is glimepiride. Now, how these sulfonylureas drugs controls our blood sugar level? What is the mechanism of action? Actually, these sulfonylureas controls blood sugar level by promoting the insulin secretion, right? So they will promote the secretion of insulin, and insulin will release into the blood, and insulin will reduces the blood sugar level. But the side effect of this sulfonylureas that it causes increase in the weight. So there are 2 kinds of diabetic patients. One, they have a lean body mass, and the other, they have they have obesity. So obese patients should not be treated with the sulfonylureas. So what are the other drug categories for the obese diabetic patients? So the best drug for the obese patients belongs to the biguanides category, and in this category metformin is the drug of choice. Now the question is how this metformin acts. What is the mechanism of action of the metformin? Actually prevent the gluconeogenesis. Now what is gluconeogenesis? In gluconeogenesis, this is an alternative pathway of providing glucose to the cells. Actually in this process, the glucose breakdowns from the other sources, and basically these substances are present in the liver, and this process takes place inside the liver, and it increases the produces the glucose from the liver. So what these drugs does, actually these biguanides prevents the hepatic output of the glucose. Okay, and these are the drug of choices for the obese patient. The third category comes is the alpha glucosidase inhibitor. See, there is again glucose present in our intestine, but that glucose has to be break down with the enzyme called alpha glucosidase. When these enzyme got inhibit, again the intestinal glucose release will inhibit, and the blood and the glucose amount in blood will automatically get reduced. So there is a drug called acarbose. This drug acts by inhibiting the breakdown of carbohydrate in the intestine. So ultimately the amount of sugar in the blood will get reduced. Okay. The fourth category is thiazolidinediones. They are frequently and popularly known as glitazones. Now glitazones are the more recent drugs introduced in the anti-diabetic tablet treatment. Basically this drug acts, the mechanism of action of the glitazone is that they reduces the insulin resistance. In this category, pioglitazone and rosiglitazones are the 2 recently developed and recently licensed drugs in the UK and the US. So pioglitazones act by basically there is a receptor in our body that is called PPAR gamma. So these drugs interact with this receptor, and these receptors are involved in those genes which regulates the lipid metabolism and insulin action. So when these drugs interact with this receptor, so the insulin actions got regulated. So these glitazones drugs are best and the first choice of drugs for the patients who are resistant to the metformin or those who have insulin resistance. Okay, so these are the tablet treatment. In a diabetic patient.